Hello, once more, everyone. Welcome back to the 2024 NFL predictions back here on YouTube. Here as we get into today's predictions after going 3-4 last week. My personal season record is now 15-20. Still don't have my computer with me today, so I'm using just the regular stats to tell you. So 15-20 after going 3-4 in week 5, week 6, 7 good games of the schedule. Starting out with this Thursday night game, let's get right on into it right now. To start us out as we get into today's video. The 49ers and the Seahawks. 49ers coming off a loss last week. Just as well the Seahawks today. I think they lost at home as well. So, look at this matchup. Thursday Night Football. It's going to be a good game. Brock Purdy last week had a touchdown pass to George Kittle. Seahawks and Geno Smith, they're pretty good. These two teams look like they're going to be the teams near the top of the NFC. Look like they're going to be the top of the NFC North this year. The top of the NFC West, this year. Look at these two teams. The Seahawks, they started out pretty well. 49ers, they've come off some struggle times this last few weeks. If they're going to stay in this race, this 49ers team, they're going to have to play Seattle well this week. If they don't play Seattle well this week, they're going to end up in another mess where the Seahawks might end up leading the division after week 6, most likely. These two teams are two teams that are involved still. Looking at this matchup on paper, I do think the 49ers and Seahawks, this game's going to be interesting to see this week on Thursday night. But I do see the Seahawks, surprisingly, getting a win at home this week, putting the 49ers away, surprisingly. So I'm taking a shocker pick with this one. That's what I'm going to call this pick today, as I will take the Seahawks over the 49ers for Thursday Night Football. Our next matchup, go to London for this one on Sunday morning. The Jacksonville Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence, go up against the Chicago Bears, Caleb Williams. I'll say one thing as a Bears fan this year. First time predicting the Bears game being played on paper. And I will say this, not knowing a lot about the Bears this season, they're an interesting team. They've come on hot streak after starting bad. They've won 3 games this year over the first 5 weeks. Lost 2, I believe. Lost 2, unfortunately. But look at the Bears on paper with Caleb Williams. He's come on the last few weeks, getting some good plays made, making big plays for his team to get downfield. And overall, I look at this Bears team and Caleb Williams. They're starting to mesh together. Jaguars, they just got their first win last Sunday, unfortunately for the Jaguars. But look at the Bears and Caleb Williams on his side. The Bears have a good team so far. They're starting to look like a good unit offensively. And with a win, I think this week, the Bears get to 4-2, and I do see the Bears getting a win, surprisingly, in London against the Jags. So I can give the Bears the win there here on a Sunday morning this week coming up. Moving up next, out west. Moving out to Baltimore, back to the East Coast. The Ravens, Lamar Jackson, the Ravens, got up against the Washington Commanders and Jaden Daniels. But looking at this matchup, I'll say this: the Commanders look like a top 5 team this year. In my power rankings, if I have to put them in a power rankings, I'd list 5 teams. The Washington Commanders would be a team up there, right behind one of the other teams I have. But don't ask me that because it's hard to predict here in week 6 early on. But look at this Commanders team; they're 4-1 already in the first 5 games. Really good, 4 wins in a row. And I will say this, it's going to be their first tough test of the year going to Baltimore, the team that made it to the AFC title game a year ago. If Jaden Daniels and the Commanders can stay relevant in this NFC East, they're going to have to show that they can beat teams like Baltimore and teams like the AFC this year. Because if you can't beat a team in the AFC, you're going to have some issues later on down the stretch, unfortunately. And that could happen, potentially. With that being said, I do think the Commanders and Jaden Daniels could show Lamar Jackson some things, maybe some trick plays. If you call it some trick plays, I do think they make some plays. Unfortunately, I do think the Ravens get the win with Lamar Jackson playing at home this week on Sunday. So give me the Ravens there in Baltimore, unfortunately. Next up, we're going to New England and the Patriots and the Houston Texans and C.J. Stroud. The Texans, they get a big field goal late in regulation the other day, and against the against the Bills and Josh Allen. And unfortunately, Josh Allen didn't get hurt in that game. But the Texans, this was not a game I predicted. This was a game I predicted the Bills would win. And the Texans came up with a 3-point win, about one late 23-20 on a field goal, and they proved that they could do that. And let's look at this matchup with the Texans and Patriots. Texans, another one of those teams that's 4-1 on top of the AFC South. This Houston Texans team is pretty good, I think, overall on paper at the moment. They're running this division with C.J. Stroud. They have since, and I said this earlier in the year. I predicted the Texans to finish the year as the number 3 seed in that AFC this year in the playoff picture, and I think that's going to happen. I do think the Texans go on the road this week and beat the Patriots soundly and get a big road win to get to 5-1. So give the Texans the win on Sunday afternoon against the New England Patriots. Next up, we're going to Denver for this one. Denver Broncos, Bo Nix, rookie quarterback, against Chargers, Justin Herbert, with his first year with his head coach John Harbaugh. Broncos coming in, they've won 3 in a row. They're trying to stay in the hunt in second place for the AFC West at the moment, right behind the Chiefs. And I'll say this: when I liked the Broncos when Peyton Manning was relevant back in the day, they won Super Bowl 50. It was pretty good watching that happen. But now it's Bo Nix's turn. The Broncos have been through many different quarterbacks over the last 5-6 years since Peyton Manning retired and stuff. And since that happened, Bo Nix, he's become the leader of the team, won 3 straight games in the last 5 weeks, and the Broncos have proven that they can win games. Chargers and Justin Herbert coming in. Chargers last year were a team that beat some teams. And I look at this matchup as a game where it's going to be interesting to see who wins. I think it's going to be a close game, and it's going to come down to whichever team doesn't make the most mistakes. And with that being said, I do think the Broncos get the win, get their 4th straight here this week. I do think Bo Nix has a good day, and I do think Justin Herbert is going to have a good day too. But I just think the Broncos are one step ahead of the Chargers this season. Moving on. Next matchup. We have the Detroit Lions coming in against the Dallas Cowboys. And we look at the Cowboys. They won 2017 against the Steelers on Sunday night, early Monday morning. The game didn't end until 1 o'clock in the morning. And these teams will be playing the game of the week this week in the afternoon on Sunday. And I'll tell you this, the Lions behind the Vikings. The Lions who won the division last year against the Vikings is a pretty interesting team. Jared Goff, the Lions, he has a lot of weapons. He has Amon-Ra St. Brown, he has Sam Laporta, tight end. His receivers around him, he has Jamar Gibbs, David Montgomery, everyone who runs this team on offense. And then on defense, Lions defense, Aiden Hutchinson's leader up there on defense. And the Cowboys, they have Dak Prescott, though. But the question for me about the Cowboys is, can the Cowboys sustain a win and win a game where they can actually run away with? With that being said, I think the Lions actually go on the road this week and beat the Cowboys, surprisingly. And I will take the Lions there for Sunday afternoon against the Cowboys. Next matchup, our final game of the week that I'll be predicting, Monday Night Football. Bills, Josh Allen, going up against the Jets, Aaron Rodgers. And the news of the day today was the Jets firing their head coach. And the Bills' storyline is Josh Allen. Is he going to be healthy for this game? Not sure. He did get hurt against the Texans last week on Sunday 2 days ago. And it looked like he was in some pain seeing the highlights. And looking at this game this week and the Bills and Jets, it's going to be about, can the Bills sustain this in first place? And can the Jets be a team that actually plays well? You know, the Jets have been a team, they've had a rough 5 weeks so far. This year, this may be the second time I'm predicting their game. I did predict they would lose to the 49ers, unfortunately. And I don't know how they're going to be this week against the Bills. Josh Allen, the Bills, they've torched some teams in the past, like the Jets. The Jets are in Aaron Rodgers' first full season so far, after playing part of a game last year, 3 plays and getting hurt. He's going to have to get used to playing in New York with the Jets. I don't think the Jets have an offensive line that's built around him yet. With that being said, I think Josh Allen and the Bills get a big win this week on the road against the Jets. So there you have it. Quick recap of who I'm taking in Week 6, starting out on Thursday night with the Seahawks over the 49ers. Moving on to London, take the Bears over the Jaguars. In Baltimore, I'm taking Lamar Jackson and the Ravens against Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. In New England, I'm taking C.J. Stroud, the Texans, over the Patriots. And in Denver, I'm taking Bo Nix against Justin Herbert, the battle of number 10s. And in Dallas, I'm taking Jared Goff and the Lions over the Cowboys and Dak Prescott. And then in Buffalo, I'm taking in New York against the Jets. I'm taking Josh Allen and the Bills against the Jets and Aaron Rodgers on Monday night next week. With that being said, I hope everyone enjoyed the 2020 Week 6 NFL predictions. With that being said, comment below who you think who your favorite team is playing, if you think they're going to win. And don't forget to watch, like, subscribe, tell your friends as well to do the same if they haven't done so yet already. And with that being said, I will see you right back here in week number 7 next Tuesday. So I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good day. Stay safe. Peace out. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Bye.